bottom line is, to start off today, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with this Phillies team because it's a few weeks of just not very good baseball. I don't know how else to say it. They were 5-1 after the first two series of the year against a couple tomato cans in the Nationals and the Rockies. 5-1. What's their record since then? Is it 9-9 since then? I mean, they're about a 500 team.
It's math.
Whatever it is, whatever the numbers are, they're about a 500 team. I think they're 8-9. 8-9 is the actual number. Their last 17 games since the Rockies left here. And Hugh, last night I felt like I was watching October 2024 all over again, where the Mets just looked like they were better than them, and they took it to them. Lindor with a couple home runs. Look, Aaron Nola was not good again last night, but he did. I'll give him a little bit of credit.
He fought back.
He battled. He was lucky the Soto home run was foul, but he battled back.
Man, that one right there.
Woo, I know.
You talk about dodging a bullet.
Oh,
well, it's still, they got it back.
Yeah.
But boy, they had both of them. Ooh.
I know. Look, not good by Nola, but not horrendous. He battled. He stayed in it. They probably kept him in there too long because the bullpen's short anyway. Then you get the offense, which stunk for 8 innings. I mean, they couldn't touch McGill for the whole time he was in there. McGill, the pitcher for the Mets.
No, I mean, I know that they kind of tricked Kyle a little bit.
Well, of course, because he's not special.
No, he wasn't, but he looked special last night.
Well, you face the Phillies offense, sometimes you look special. And then late, look, that was a good comeback they had on Diaz in the 9th inning and the reliever before him. But when you're down 5-0 because the bullpen allows more runs with the home run off of Ruiz, it's tough to come back. And I got to tell you, after the at-bat, after the home run by Stott, I was like, oh, boy, we're going to have something special here? And then Turner and Harper just had a couple bad at-bats. I'm frustrated with the Phils right now. Tough first loss against the Mets. And really what's getting me is the pitching, Nola, and the bullpen, because the bullpen's job when you're leading is to hold it down, right? But the bullpen also has a big job when you're losing by a couple runs. They got to keep it.
Yeah, they got to hold fort. They got to hold serve,
So last night when Ruiz came in and gave the home run to Lindor, effectively the game was over at 5-0. I know they came back and they made it 5-4. If they had a better bullpen, maybe they come in, they get Lindor out, and it's still 2-0. They might have won that game. There's a lot of stuff right now that's frustrating. 215-592-9494. Hugh, what's hitting you as the Phillies lose 5-4 in the opener at Citi Field?
I'm going to say it like this, Joe. Timely hitting. Timely hitting was what got it for me. Tyler McGill looked like Kyle Quantrill out there. I know Kyle hates when I do that, but he did. He had one of those nights where I had a chance to listen to Scott, and I keep forgetting my man's name.
Kevin Stocker.
I keep forgetting his name.
What's wrong with you?
No, because I keep forgetting his name because it's like I know the LAs and guys like that, but I just keep forget Stock's name.
And we're off and running.
And they were talking about him because I was at Harper's game last night. By the way, he hit one out. He was trying to hit it out the park. But I was at his game, so I'm listening, and they were talking about this Tyler McGill. Mm-hmm. And Stock said something to the effect that, hey, only way you're going to beat him is if you get him out of there. And I'm thinking to myself, well, hell, how you going to get him out of there? Because you can't hit him.
10 strikeouts in 5 1/3.
You can't hit him.
Nope.
It was ridiculous. And like I said, I've said this before, man, but Scott is the best in the city, in my opinion, of framing games in a way where you know that you could tell by his voice inflection that it's a long day.
Yep.
It's a long day, and that's what I gathered from that. Listening to the game, he could see the frustration. Nobody could hit this guy early on. His stuff was electric, and that's the thing that jumped out to me. I know there's a narrative where, you're not chasing as much, which is a good thing.
They are walking more. They're getting on base more.
Which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. But man, you're not hitting when there's runners in scoring position or people on base, anything like that. You're not doing any of that. So that. As much as we talk about the pitching and everything, the way Nola worked himself out of that jam that he was in last night, that was a good enough performance to win.
Well, and look, the bullpen didn't pick him up, so his final line looks probably worse than it was. He gave 4 runs because the 2 inherited guys, right? Ruiz came in, gave the 3-run home run. Those were charged to Nola, 2 of those runs.
I got that right last night.
Yeah.
Too, right. Well, I was close.
Well,
I said 6 innings.
Well, you said 2. You said 2 or 3 runs.
I said 2 or 3.
It was 4.
Yeah. But I was still in that.
You were close.
Hey, listen, I was in that ballpark, though.
You're not going to start doing a ballpark with your predictions.
No.
That's not how predictions work.
8-leg parlay here.
I don't care.
Oh, stop.
Mr.
Plus
8-leg
450
parlay.
home run.
Mr. 8-leg parlay right here. Right here. Right
Enough.
here. I'm just saying.
Enough. All right, 215-592-9494. There's a lot frustrating right now with the Phillies. Again, 8-9 their last 17 games. And they have elements of frustration when you watch them. When you have a bad bullpen, it's frustrating. When you can't get timely hits, it's frustrating as a fan. You're like, this should be better. Let's hear from Topper last night about the starting pitcher, Aaron Nola, who wasn't, I would say, bad, but when you factor in the Soto missed home run and then the one that the inherited runner scored, I think it kind of evened out. I think he earned his line last night, 6 1/3, 4 runs. Let's hear from Topper about Nola.
Go back to Nola. What you think of his velocity, where it was at tonight?
I think it's really more due to the weather. You know, I don't think he gets going in cooler weather. I think he likes it hot.
Is it word to
I like
say
it hot, too.
around this? Do you still feel like he could be successful?
Well, absolutely, but it won't stay like this. He'll pick it up.
Ruby's velocity was also down a little bit. Are you concerned about that?
I saw some 95s.
He was averaging down a tick.
Yeah, not really. Again, cold night.
You know what?
I don't care what you saw. I'm telling you what I saw.
Yeah, I love their. Actually, it was not what you said it was, Topper. But can we stop with the weather stuff? He's 0-5 with a 6.5 ERA. I mean, 0-5 with a 6.5 ERA. I don't want to hear about the weather. And I know, Max, who's doing our YouTube and video, he said he was actually at the game last night at Citi Field, and it was windy. I mean, but it wasn't 25 degrees outside.
That dog ain't gonna hunt.
I mean, come on. I mean, again, if Aaron Nola had a bunch of good starts and then he struggled in the wind and call, I'd say, oh, tough night. Every start, he's been a Philly for a decade. This is the way April weather is in the Northeast. We got to all get over this. So you had that, and then why'd Topper run him out there for the 7th? I thought it might have just been 6 for Nola, but he tried to get him through the 7th. Obviously, it didn't work. Here's Topper on his reasoning for putting Nola back out there in the 7th inning.
Nola got there 6, got hit hard a little bit there. What made you want to send him back out for the
Just
7th?
because we're a little short in time. I thought he was still in good shape.
Was that a flare to Dombrowski? I think we're a little short in the pen. It's April 22nd.
Well, they were tied. That's not an excuse. He used his best guys. Well, it's not because he used his best guys the other night. That's not the truth.
Well, how about the GM gets him more than 3 good relief pitchers?
Well, yeah. Well, he only trusts 3.
Well, that's
trusts
how many
3.
would you trust? They all give up runs. All right.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what it was.
I know. I get it, and he doesn't have enough of a bullpen. 215-592-9494. What's frustrating the most for the Phillies? They dropped the opener in New York. The bullpen's driving me crazy. I didn't even get upset at Nola last night. I thought he was.
He was what he was.
But he wasn't terrible. I don't think he was bad. The at-bats late after the comeback stunk. The at-bats early stunk. Kyle, what hits you? What's frustrating you as the Phillies are 8-9 their last 17?
Everything's frustrating me. And this team is going to make me sprout some gray hairs in a matter of a week because I don't see anything changing anytime soon. I feel last night was kind of like a chicken or the egg type thing with the bullpen and the offense. The offense not scoring runs for 8 whole innings. And, that puts the team in position to where if the bullpen cracks a little bit, like it has been all season, then, you got a loss on your hands. The 4 runs in the 9th, not enough. The bullpen, to me, at this point, I guess I'm just resigned to the fact that it is what it is until they can do something about it, whether it be at the trade deadline or sooner. If Painter's able to come up, Rangers back, whatever. I don't know what they're going to be able to do there. They're an arm or two short on that side. But I think what the biggest issue for me is, and the thing I'm worried about the most, is got to be the offense. Like the offense, I don't see a move that can be made that can change what they are at this point. They just look like the same. I understand they're walking more and whatever, but they almost feel like they're stuck between approaches from last season and this whatever this new idea was that they went into this season. I don't see it getting any better, and they go through these really bad cold stretches. I mean, throughout innings and innings of games, and it's killing this team. Like they're not really helping out their bullpen at all when they go 8 innings and they're not scoring any runs. So for me, I think the biggest worry, at least long term for this team, has got to be the offense. Like this just might be what it is at this point.
Well, there's actually a similarity between the offense and the bullpen. The good ones are good, right? Like Alvarado's good, Hugh, and Strahm is good. Kerkering we think is good, although he had a tough day on Sunday. The offense is pretty similar. Like Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are outstanding offensive players. Turner is supposed to be. He's
up and down.
Yeah, he's up and
been
down.
kind of up and down.
I actually like what I've seen out of Stott in the leadoff spot. It's working out right now. And Castellanos is off to a good start. But look at their hitters 6, 7, 8, 9 last night. Max Kepler's hitting .233, and that's with 2 hits last night. JT Realmuto is hitting 232 with a 645 OPS. Alec Boehm, if I have to see one more person post about his 8-game hitting streak, I don't care. They're all singles. He is hitting 198 with a 487 OPS. And then Rojas, I mean, he is what he is, right?
Yeah, you don't want. Go ahead and say it, Joe. I'm looking at it, too. Go ahead and say it.
I don't care about his 324 average because he had a good weekend. I'm not expecting much offense out of Rojas. I don't care. 6, 7, 8, 9, there's nothing there.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Don't try to pump up Rojas.
I'm not saying anything.
0 for 2 and they got him out of the game.
I'm just saying. When you talk about all those other guys, I mean, it counts for something, don't it?
Yeah.
No.
No, it does not. The bottom line is...
I'm not laughing at y'all because I know, baseball a little sensitive this morning. I'm not laughing at y'all.
We just got beat by the Mets last night.
Yeah, that was bad.
It did.
You know what the bad part about it is? It's like... It almost felt like, well, listening, because I was listening, you didn't come into the game with any juice. Almost felt like, like against the Dodgers, that felt like, you know what I mean? Okay, we get some get back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I thought it would have probably been a little bit more juice for the Mets. I mean, I thought it would be. It didn't feel like that.
It's a huge series. And look, I Kyle said it's a lot of what, we've been noticing for a while. Watching the game last night, it felt like last October. They're better. I mean, I don't know how to say it. Like, they just look like a better team.
The Mets might own this team, which is a problem.
And I hate the Mets. I mean, it's frustrating.
You're telling me. But the Harper and Turner at bats last night in that spot what the hell was that?
And Diaz is the kind of guy where sometimes he'll go bad, and they kind of had him on the ropes. I mean, Stott at the home run. I've seen Diaz have a bad outing where he gives up 2 home runs, and Turner and Harper just gave those at-bats away.
And, the approach thing, it feels like they reverted back to trying to hit, a 40-run home run at the end of the game. When that's the time where you have to go, just pass the baton. Both of the guys.
Well, and I'll specifically say this about Harper. That's why Schwarber's behind you, Bryce. If Diaz wants to walk you to put the go-ahead run up in the 9th inning, take the walk. I mean, that felt a little hero ball from Bryce. He was swinging at pitches he should not have been swinging at. 215-592-9494. All right, what's frustrating the most this morning with the Phillies? 8-9 their last 17. They dropped the opener to the Mets. McGill shut him down. The bullpen, once again, is atrocious. And other than the Stott home run and some of those at-bats early in the 9th, really a poor offensive show.